Hello everyone and welcome to Orange University. On tonight's episode, Mono Black Robbery. So this new card that got released from Murder at Karlov's house is one card I see a lot of YouTubers running, and it's just something that I found to be outrageous. Outrageous that they made a card like this because it is insanely good. What it does is that you pay 2 and X, target opponent exile the top X card of their library face down. They don't even know what they are. You may play those cards anytime as long as they remain exile. Play, not cast. Play. So if they're lands, you can play them too. And you may spend mana as though they're mana of any color to cast their spell. So guess what? In any control deck, we're just gonna take their cards and use it against them. That is insanely good. And it's a 2 mana, which is basically Silver Scrutiny. And remember, Silver Scrutiny has a restriction that if you want to play it as an instant, you can pay no more than 3 mana into it. This one does not have that restriction. Pay as much as you want. Pay all into it. Draw all of your opponent's deck and kill them with it. That is so good. In standard, that's I would say to be broken, but it's not broken. It's just something that will make our opponent so salty. And that's kind of the idea, right? It's not a card that's, you know, broken in any tournament standards, but it is so good that it gets people tilted. And I get tilted all the time. You can imagine how other people feels. Along with this card, we also have Deadly Cover Up to exile cards from our opponent's graveyard and basically kind of stone bring them out of a certain card in their win con. That's also very good. And you can actually combo these two to basically take out all cards in our opponent's deck so that all they have left are trash. That's kind of the idea of this deck. So this is a Mono Black Robbery deck. We have a lot of control, we have a little bit of draw, and then eventually we just kind of stall out until we can rob them. That's the whole deck. And then let's talk about the whole deck list. In the early game, we got 2 Cut Down against aggro, 2 Duress against control, and then 2 March against maybe potential Planeswalker decks, but also burn decks to gain life. On the 2-drop, we have 4 Go for the Throw, 2 Life of Toshiro or Umezawa. This is another card that is able to get us additional mana while getting the -1/-1 for removal or gaining the life against burn. We also have 2 Tenacious Underdog for additional card draw if we need it, but also a blitz effect. Obviously, we have the Outrageous Robbery at the end game curve, so it's not actually a 2-drop. I am running 4 off. I want to try out this deck. And then I have 4 Liliana to get into our opponent's hand to make sure that they don't have any cards to play against me. 2 Phyrexian Arena to get us additional card draws that we need. 4 Sheoldred, of course, Mono Black, we're going to have Sheoldred. 2 Sorin to get card draws, to get lifelink vampires, and that's pretty much it. We're never going to -7. We have 2 DN to also get our Planeswalker out of opponent's deck, or a creature, maybe. A lot of times it's going to be Planeswalker, like a Eternal Wonder, or maybe a Sheoldred, but the DN is a pretty good card against sort of those tempo-heavy decks like Golgari. And then we have 1 Aclazotz to gain life, Alcatraz, the Betrayal of Deep, and then 3 Deadly Cover Up. I didn't want to run 4 off, and I cut 1 for the Alcatraz for life gain because I feel like the Deadly Cover Up will be good in almost any scenario, but having a 5 mana spell, it will be difficult to cast in the long run. So that's why, along with the Robbery, these are all high mana value cards, so I can't have that many in the deck. So when you look at it, it's a control deck, so we're going to have, you know, a lot more lands, or you would think. But I only have 24 lands in the deck. The reason for that is because I actually have Life of Toshiro Umezawa as additional mana for instant sorcery spells. So what I want to cast are instant sorcery spells. So these are mana dorks, believe it or not. So we have 18 Swamps, 1 Takenuma, 1 Blast Zone, 2 Field of Ruin, 2 Mirrex. Pretty standard. There's a lot of new cards you can add, and I haven't added all of them yet. So this is not the perfect version of the deck, nor is it even a good version of the deck at this point. It's a trial version. And what I also wanted to talk about is the Long Goodbye. I think it's the Long Goodbye, right? So let's start with a T. I don't want to type it because that's going to be forever. No, it doesn't start with a T. So I should have typed it. I think it's just Long Goodbye then. There it is, Long Goodbye. So you can run 2 of this instead of 2 Go for the Throw, and that's also justifiable because this spell cannot be countered, right? And I think I am gonna try that. And the reason, not because Go for the Throw is a bad card. I think Go for the Throw is a fantastic card, and I'm gonna regret putting 2 Go for the Throw only and 2 Long Goodbye. But what I've noticed is that a lot of times people cast their Deadly Cover Up, and then they will exile all Go for the Throw in someone's deck. So I don't want that to happen to me. So that's why I'm gonna run 2 off, and maybe this will be good. Again, Not sure. Not the greatest version of the deck possible, but definitely one that I think I'll have fun playing. So that's what I'm gonna do.
With me to start.
Alright, you can bluff having a spell to cast by entering full control. Don't enter full control. For the love of God, don't do it. Arena's already slow enough as it is. This is not a tournament. Just play the game. Alright, we got our opponent with a one-track mind, so it's probably burn or mill or something that doesn't require a lot of brain power. Somehow, one swamp with a double swamp deck. Every card requires 2 swamps. That's... if it's burn, we actually can't get to them, right? Because Blast Zone is good, but the Field of Ruin can't get to them. So I have to mulligan his hand. Alright. Slightly better. I'm going to put back the Robbery. It's a little too early for that. I don't have the mana. But still, 3-drop only. Alright, opponent's got a 1-track mind. Let's see them 1-track into a counterspell or removal right now. Oh yeah, counterspell. Right into my turn 3. Alright, well, it will get countered. Faithful Mending. So they just copy CGV's deck? That's fine. Most people online on Arena just copy off other people's deck. Which is how Magic is nowadays, everyone just net deck. It's just, if you net deck, you would think you get a little bit further ahead, right? Alright, I made a mistake last turn not playing the Mirrex, because now I have to play the field. Do I have to play the field? No, I don't have to play the field. I'm gonna play out the Mirrex, and then now I hold something. Faithful Mending. He's just gonna mill me. Alright, that's... Yeah, like I said, 1-track mind means that he's probably not playing a smart deck. What's the dumbest version of a deck you can play? Well, here you go. I don't think the end will ever catch a chase. Not with the way they usually play these games. But I could get a Mirrex out. I draw 2 cards, go for the throw, cut down. Let's go for the attack. Okay, so I could go for Liliana, and that's naturally not that bad. But if I don't do anything, they will feel to ruin my Mirrex, and that will be pretty bad. So I will go for Liliana. Right? I just turned into a different color for some reason. Dissipate. You got it. That takes up their turn. Take up my turn. But every one of my turn, I draw 2 cards. I hate mill opponents because they are not playing the game that we're playing. Control decks are fine because everyone's playing the same deck still. Alright. Gets everything? That's pretty good. Let's cut one of those down. I draw 2 cards. A Duress. A Duress is important, so let's get him. Dissipate a Duress. Buddy. Alright, so now the question is, do I want to Field of Ruin his Field of Ruin so he doesn't actually get to kill my Mirrex since he dissipated my Duress, which is kind of weird. I can also toss out a sword, but he could very easily remove the sword, right? I think he wants to keep his Jace. definitely have basic lands. I mean, let's face it. 2-color deck. No reason not to run basic lands. But he didn't have Get Lost, so he would have played it on the Phyrexian Arena. So, that's kind of weird. You want to turn the Anchorage Life? That would make me very happy. No, he doesn't. Ah, we get to rob him. Fantastic. Alright, we have 6 mana. So that means that we could life for 2. And then still be able to run the go for the Thor or the end out. Or I can rob him for 4. Do I want to rob him for 4 next turn? If he doesn't do anything. Right? I'm not going to do anything right now. Oh, we want to do that. You rob some cards from me. Thanks. Not great cards, but hey, free cards are free cards. I should have let him Memory Deluge first, but this way, oh, those are the 4 cards he would have gotten. He would have gotten to Get Lost. Probably would have targeted my Phyrexian Arena. Temporary Lockdown is interesting. It's not a good card against this deck, but it's probably very useful against aggro. It's looking for a Field of Ruin now. My field, it's ruined. He must be so tilted because I stole 4 cards from him. He doesn't know that they're trash. He has no idea what they are. Alright, he gets that field to get my Mirrex. Does he want to do it right now, though? He does! I don't think that's my plan anymore, but hey, you know, that's fine. Fine with me. He still has 4 mana. Maybe he'll play a Wandering Emperor or something. I do get 2 lands, so let me get a life. Let me get a life, yes. I need to get a life. The rest is Anchorage I won't be able to activate until I steal more lands from him, so it's not very useful. But if you're Wandering Emperor here, I guess he doesn't have Wandering Emperors. So the end is not very useful unless he Jace. He might, at very soon points, Jace me, right? I have 40 cards. He has 31 cards. Yeah, he has less cards than me after I draw 2 cards a turn. That's the power of Memory Deluge. I don't think he's looking to Jace me or anything, so none of these cards are going to be that useful here. Alright, we're going to go very long into this goodbye. Is he looking to Jace me out in 1 turn, though? Because if he is, I'm going to be sad. I mean, if he's got it, he's got it, because there's nothing else I can do. Memory Deluge. He's gonna get a counter spell, right? I think that's what he's looking for here. But he only left 1 blue open. That's interesting. If I steal 3, it costs 6. I only have 2 mana. So I can only steal 2 cards. Well, those are not good cards. Our opponent has the best cards while we steal the worst. That's unfortunate. He has Dissipate while we steal his lands. Well, I guess he doesn't have that many cards because I stole a bunch. Is he just trying to Jace us? Ottawa is a dead card too. He He didn't actually draw, which is weird. Well, he's gonna break our arena after like 5,000 turns. Guess we're okay with that. Alright, I guess we are playing a drawn-out game against Control, which I hate to do with a mono black deck, right? Mono black just fails against Control unless we have good steal, which in this case right now we don't. What can we actually steal though? The Dissipate isn't going to be that useful, and I don't have enough mana to actually go through all of that. You can just go through the ropes. I mean, he can have Jace, right? I think he can definitely Jace me this turn and Jace me next turn, at least in his mind. He needs to Jace for 3 times to mill me out. I guess that's what he's thinking about, because he needs to Jace me for 3 times. Or, you know, the typical arena thing could happen to us and we just bug out, because that rope is still burning. What's going on here? That rope is still burning, but we cannot go forward anymore. Am I still in the game? Alright, thanks Arena. This has been a fun day to record, because just started the first game. It was a terrible matchup. We didn't get the good draws that we want, even though we got some robbery, we robbed lands, and then immediately after that we get the bug out so that we can't even play the game. Alright, fine. How do I report a bug? Report a bug. I don't think the support's gonna care. I think it's just I can't even concede. The client just got stuck. So this happened last week because whenever they release new cards, Arena's run by four monkeys and a typewriter, I guess. I don't know. Time to exit out of the game. And the game crashed. Fantastic. Let's go back. We're looking for a game to capture. Please give me a game. This is my string OBS here. There we go. Free win for our opponent because this is Arena for you. And I don't even have time to re-record a video because God knows I can set up the whole thing for another 15 minutes just to have another crash. This happened last time when I was playing Boros too. Basically, I got all the creatures on the board. I click all attack. Nothing happened. I just could out attack. So, yeah. Is this the same hand? This is the same hand as before. 3 drops and 4 drops only with 2 blacks. We get to go first, but we can't play anything because, you know what? Fine. This time I'm gonna keep because last time it just got worse. I wanted to play the swamp. What was that? Alright, we have scared our opponent to turn 1 Field of Ruin. They played a Rafine Tower. They played an island. Now they're going to play a Thalia and then make me quit my life. We can go for the throw something, but we'll most likely Field of Ruin something. Unless it's Rafine. Well, actually, even if it's Rafine. I have no words.
I've already read your thoughts. You won't stop us.
Yeah, I won't. What am I gonna mill here?
No
those are lands.
escapes
So,
my grasp.
if my next card is a land, I can DN Jace. But if I Field of Ruin his Rafine's Tower, it gives him a chance for Spell Pierce. Right? And if I don't draw a land, there's really not much I can do next turn anyways. So should I just hope for a land? If not, quit? Alright, let's do that. That's not a land. Goodbye. So yeah, that was terrible. We didn't... He milled 3 cards. There was no swamp there, and we still couldn't draw a land. Yeah. 24 lands in the deck, 18 swamps. Somehow, we only draw 1 swamp every one of our games. Three draws in a row. 2 games, 3 draws in a row. So, this is the standard arena experience now for everyone. Very exciting game to play. I think everybody loves this game. No words. Should have sent a poet. Alright, we get to go first every game. That's very special for us. If only we can have a non-trash draw, we might actually be able to play a game. But so far, all of our opponents have been milled. And, you know, if I had known that all of our opponents were going to be milled, I would have put a freaking Stone Brain in the deck instead of just Robbery. Robbery's very good, except against mill decks, because they're all going to just make us very unhappy. Games I'm like. Right now we're in a different situation because I can't kill the Warden. It's a 1/2. And the -1/-1 is not going to be able to kill the Warden unless he plays nothing to pump the Warden. Is he going to tap everything to pump the Warden? What am I gonna get? A land. Well, land's not that useful here. But at least we can keep the board down a little. Is that deck that wrecked me? The Warden is getting scary. But he's running out of cards quick. What is this? I don't even know what that does. Into the battlefield, choose a creature you don't control. Each creature you control deal 1 damage to it. To solve 3 or more creature attack this turn, and then creature you control gets +1/+0. So, terrible card, I guess. That's the plan. We get a 2/3. We'll play our Sheoldred. How did they fight against Sheoldred? Alright, I guess maybe we'll be able to win a game. Still, it's only a maybe. I have no clue. Maybe he will still attack me. Lethal Demolition. Yeah, still gonna get some stuff out. Knight Errant. Okay. So he's gonna draw 2 cards. Oh, he missed! He missed on everything. Fan-freaking-tastic. So we can attack with the Sheoldred. I think he's not going to block, right? And I can clear the board. Clearing the board is always good, but I don't know if I want to clear the board right now. Maybe I'll just Sorin and draw a card. But that means I want to attack first. Alright, I can deadly cover up. He gets 1 card a turn. With whatever he has, he can't really do anything. I clear my own board. It's such a big board too. So I can let him attack me, buff up the whole board, and then I'll die. So that's not smart. Can't collect evidence. Nothing to collect here. Kill my own board. Did you ever see that coming? I bet you didn't. Mr. 1 card left. It's a land! I'm sorry that it was a land. Here is the deepest betrayal that you will ever feel. Another land. That deck is good if you know what you're doing. And our opponent definitely doesn't, so take a bunch of damage. I'm not even gonna plus.
No cost. Well, like you will serve me well.
GG. Mono Black does have a lot of removal. So if we're playing against a deck that, I guess, I don't know. If we're playing against a deck that asks for removals, we got the answers. So there's that, right? That's a game that at least we can play out. But again, didn't get to rob anyone. This is the problem with the current standard, though, and that is that you're either playing against stupid mill deck that's filled with counter spells and removal, or you're playing against so fast of a deck that you better have something to answer in turn 1, 2, and 3, which we did with life. That was really helpful. That's why we survived. Burn time. Okay. Still no 1-drop. We have a little bit of 2-drops. We might get rid of our own Sorin, which is weird. Feldon. I don't even want to burn Feldon. That's... Alright, not burning Feldon does mean that... we're just going to draw lands here. I'm going to go for the throw, the Feldon. And next turn we get Liliana. So here comes the buffs onto the etching. Yep. We all saw that coming. This is Mr. One-Track Mind. Long goodbye, huh? That's interesting. But I think I was still Liliana. Make him sack a creature.
No more distractions. Let's make this quick.
This means that he has to spend burn on Liliana and also my face. So separate his attention a little bit. There, see? That's 3 life that I just gained with Liliana.
Things were supposed to
That's
go.
fan-freaking-tastic. Let's see, we can Mirrex. Now the question is, do I want to Sorin or do I want to March? And the answer is March. Because if he doesn't do anything, I have Mirrex. Oh, a Squee, you say? This is just destroy, right? So... we'll kill your Squee.
I bring order to this broken world.
He can definitely remove everything here if he has 2 burn spells.
Army.
But if he had 2 burn spells,
What's one
and then plus, I don't think it would have helped too much anyway. So that's a lot of burn spells not going to my face. That helps. Alright, you want to play your Squee? I got a special toy for him. How many does he have? 7? Alright. Play your Squee, Mr. Burn Deck. I'll show you what happens. This is the end. Your only friend. You really? You got the 1 Squee and 3 Godric? Oh, what a trash deck this is. Jeez, that's so bad. Nothing in the graveyard. Alright, no more Squees. Squees are the most important cards to exile because without Squee, they can't actually do anything. With things in the graveyard. They do have the Charming Scoundrel. Charming. Oh, now you get card draws. Wicked Row, huh? Interesting that you didn't want a card draw here. And all I have is lands, so that's no fun. Let's wait till he spends that before I play my Sheoldred, because otherwise he'll just die for nothing. Our opponent's not gonna miss. But I think we scale a little bit better than that. Deadly cover-up. We can definitely cover up the monastery. Or we can cover up the Feldon. Or the Scoundrel. That's interesting. Alright, I don't think he can lethal us next turn. Right, and then we'll have 3, and then we'll have 4. So he has to do something in the way of removal. Oh, interesting. just want to trade? Because I will gladly trade with you. These can't block. They could definitely attack. That attack this turn. So if I play the Alcatraz, he could just kill it, right? With the Witchstalker Frenzy, which gives me an extra mana. If I play the Sheoldred, he could just kill it. Let's start doing the cover-ups. No, he's at 5. He doesn't want to use his mana, which tells me something. Do I want to use my mana? He's not going to attack with the 1/1, right? Why is he conserving his 1 mana for something? Let's look at his hand. So I don't need the long goodbye, and I don't need the end. They're not coming back. You want to burn me? He does not want to burn me, so we will take away his Scoundrel, I think. Or his Feldon? A Monster's Rage does not hurt as much unless he has a creature, right? So I think the Scoundrel is the most important card to remove. That's a mountain, that's why he didn't play it. Scoundrels are card draws, so let's get those out of the way. Bloodthirsty Adversary. Definitely scary. That's a 6/4. We take 6. We'll go down to very little life. Thank goodness we have a removal.
Something suspicious is going on. I've always hated crowds.
Alright, let's put up our life-linking bats. We can burn it for 5. But if he does, our friend's gonna come. Alright, is he gonna attack Liliana or is he gonna attack? He's gonna attack Liliana? I'm at 7.
Whatever. Luck favors the foolish.
This is the problem with genius players like these, because they don't know how to play these games. So, tap this, I can transform. I can play the Sheoldred. Now I have 2 things that are very threatening. And he's got 1 mana, or 1 card. That's a Phoenix Chick. I'm gonna take 2, but guess what? I'm gonna gain a lot more than 2. So, I think we're gonna blitz this out. Just to show you what's up. Is that lethal? I draw a card. I gain 2 life. This gains me 2 life. This gains me 4 life. Mono red. Just stop playing. Jeez, this is so embarrassing of a deck. Yeah, it hasn't changed since Godric came out like 5,000 years ago. Alright, well, that's the whole game. Mono black did its thing. We can definitely beat aggro. I'm not sure if we can beat control, but you know what? Sometimes we don't need to beat control. Sometimes the game will beat it for us by just clocking us out and having the whole server crash. That also helps, right? This deck definitely has what it takes when we can try to rob them, but we didn't really get to show off robbery that much against the control deck since we drop all the lands. That's not what we want. But the worst part about that deck, that game, is that we stood somewhat of a chance if we try to drag it out a little bit longer. If they try to jace us on that turn, we had the end just waiting for that jace, right? Unfortunately though, the server crashed, so we didn't even get to play that game out. That's Arena for you. When you're thinking you're winning, and when you think you have everything settled, you got the server that's gonna hit you on the other side. So we got the shuffler, we got the matchmaker, now we got the server. It's a lot of things we got to fight as not our opponent. That's really all I have for you today. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you guys next time.